Hi guys, Ready Set RC back again today, and today we are doing the final thoughts video of the Losi LST 3XL-E. We've had this vehicle for quite some time. We've done a few runs on this, speed runs, you name it, we have done it. So at this point, time for the final thoughts video on this vehicle. And we're going to change up how we do the final thoughts right now. We're going to focus it on first talking about the electronics, talk a little bit about the drivetrain, because especially with this vehicle and a lot of people who have experienced the drivetrain issues on this, we want to touch on that as well. Handling and suspension, durability, how easy it is to work on this or how not easy it is to work on this, support, dealing with the support that we've dealt with Losi, and then get to the personal parts of this, which is more so my opinion and how I feel about this vehicle, not really discussing what everybody else's feelings are going to be on this vehicle. Well, just my personal thoughts. So my thoughts on, what I consider a value from this, and also, as you guys know that I like to discuss too, is would I buy this again? So first off, guys, let's touch on electronics. I want to touch on the controller, which is the DX2E controller that you see here. These are the new controllers that Losi is putting out with their more recent vehicles, and they have the high, medium, and low throttle settings here on the switch. My videos on in the playlist of how they were changed and how the vehicle performed on high, medium, and low. But the controller, guys, same affair. Nothing really new here on this. Nothing really revolutionary other than that switch for the throttle control on here. This one, they decided to add those accents on here, so you got this again. Before it was like this whole matte black that you saw on the controller, and those were just horrible. This one, I guess it's a little bit more improved. I guess they were hearing some of us complaining about these controllers, and they decided to throw out the new ones with and a little bit more color to it. But simple affair, it works. Range is very good on these controllers. I do not have any complaints with the DX2E controllers at all. As for the ESC, the motor setup, perfect for this vehicle. I did not feel that this vehicle required any more power than it actually provided on here. It was excellent amount of power that I had on this. Really enjoyed the speed, the performance of the ESC and the motor and the throttle control and the responsiveness of the ESC. No issues whatsoever. No issues. Regards to the servo's adequate for this, guys. As you guys know, this compared to the previous Losi LST XXL-2E, they did go away from the dual servos that were in that one to a single servo. This is a 1/6 scale servo that's in this truck. I thought it was good for it. I did not have any issues with the servo on here. I did not have any issues where I thought it was a little lagging, a little slow. I will say, if you're riding this on grass, you may notice on a standstill, it does not turn as easy. But once you get this thing moving, I did not have a problem with the speed of the servo, the 1/6 scale size servo that's in here. As for as I said before, as in regards to the receiver and the transmitter, no issues. Perfect setup on this. As I said before, they're using the DX2E controller, and it's an excellent setup for this truck. I do not use the DX2E on this anymore. I use my standard multi-vehicle radio, also Spectrum. That's what I run in these trucks, and I have absolutely no issues with that whatsoever. So let's move on to drivetrain, and this is where a lot of people are going to have questions in regards to drivetrain on this. In regards to drivetrain, I did not have any issues, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. My next thing that I'm probably going to do with this truck is tear down the diffs, just get a real good look and making sure that everything is working well. But I didn't have any issues. I know a lot of guys who have received the 3XL-Es have had to shim their diffs. And in the instructions, it clearly states that the diffs are shimmed. So it's a little misleading that when you get these vehicles that you're noticing that, you're having to shim the diffs. up front. I did not have that issue with this truck. I did not see any issues with the diffs, riding them straight out of the box. But as I said, I will be tearing this vehicle down. If I do see that there are issues with my diffs, I will be posting that up on my Instagram site. That's where I do a lot of my updates to a lot of the changes that happen on the channel between videos. So if I'm gonna run into any issues with the diffs, I will definitely be posting it up there. But as I said, I had no problems with my front, center, or rear diffs. I thought the addition of the center diff on this was a perfect addition. I never had an issue with my XL 2E and, you know, smashing and breaking diffs on here. I go hard, but I don't go too hard. I don't do 30-foot jumps with the 2XL with the 2XL-E or the XL 2E. So I never really had any issues with my XL 2E. And with this one, with them adding the center diff on here, absolutely no issues with my center diff, no issues with my front and rear. But as I said, I will be tearing this truck down after this video and just trying to get a clear look as to how everything is working. Next, moving on to the handling and suspension. One thing you will know for anybody who's ever owned a Losi vehicle is that the suspension on these trucks are dialed in perfectly from the manufacturer. This thing is so plush, so soft going in. I mean, it's amazing. I just really like how Losi dials in their shocks. And this was on almost every Losi I've ever owned. I have not had an issue with how plush and how dialed in their shocks are. I mean, it's excellent, excellent setup. So I cannot speak on anything in regards to the suspension on a negative note. It's been perfect. In regards to handling, that will go back to the tires. Tires are excellent on this vehicle, guys. Very little to minimum ballooning. I will say that you will run into issues, and a lot of people, you'll hear this on my videos especially, is that the body does tend to rub in this small section, and I'll turn this over so you guys see it a little bit better. The body tends to rub in this small section right here, and you'll hear that in my videos. And you know, my last running video, I did kind of complain in regards to the rubbing, and it happens a lot. Is it a showstopper? By no means. I mean, at some point, I'll probably shave this off a little bit because there's not really much graphics in this section just to get rid of that noise, but that's about it. You do hear a little bit of rubbing going on right here. And as I said, in regards to the tires on this, very good RTR tires. These are definitely not throwaways. Excellent grip. I mainly drive this truck on grass and dirt. I think I've taken it out on asphalt maybe once, maybe twice, and that was to do those 2 speed runs I did. That's it, guys. I don't ride my monster trucks really on asphalt. I really take them in dirt, take them on jumps, and grass. I really want to get the most out of these, and that's where I take my trucks. So in regards to durability, and this is where we'll touch on really quick with this. Durability, only a rod end on the front. I smacked this thing so hard right into a curb, and the only thing that broke was the shock rod end on the front. So I can definitely say I've done the similar thing to my XL 2E. I smacked it into one of my ramps. The shock shaft snapped in half. That kind of hit that I did with this truck, you would have thought that the shock shaft would have bent, would have snapped. It did not. Nothing happened to the shock shaft. And these shock shafts that are on here now are bigger than what's on the 2XL-E. So they definitely have improved one of the aspects from the XL 2E to the 3XL-E. So that I can say for certain is an improvement that I've noticed right off the bat is those shock shafts. As for the wheelie bar, as you guys can clearly see, I've taken it off. I took it off originally when I got this truck. I've never used it on this truck. I never liked it on the XL 2E. I never installed it on this truck. I just feel it's something based on how I jump and how I operate my vehicles. It breaks very easy. Not needed whatsoever unless you're riding this thing on asphalt. I don't see a reason for it. I just didn't think it was a greatly manufactured wheelie bar that's on here. It just breaks. So in regards to anything else that I've broken on here, as I said before, nothing major. Definitely what I said before, the rod end broke on here. And you know what? As I'm thinking about it too, the body, couple cracks as you can see here in the front, a little bit of bends in the rear, and the hinge, which I can still ride it like this, but the hinge on this, you know, on the way that this body is designed did break. I have not gotten to the point where I've replaced it, but it's a minor thing. It's another minor item on the truck that I can replace, but it is one other breakage that I did have on this truck is the hinge for the body mounts. To remove the body, it's very simple. I mean completely remove the body, not just to lift it up. But once you've taken out the 2 pins here, there's 3 pins in the rear. And once you remove those 3 pins, it comes right off. But as I said, I broke the hinge on the rear. That's about it on the breakages on this truck. No issues. No issues in regards to breakages. So then going on to workability, and that would be, you know, when it's time to open this thing up. As I said, I haven't had the chance to work on this vehicle yet, so I'm not going to really touch on workability. But I will say once I do start opening up those diffs, I'll let you guys know. But for the most part, I don't foresee this being a big issue in working on this truck. A lot of the similarities, meaning the front end and the rear end of this truck, is very simple to, it's very similar to the XXL 2E. And when I have worked on that truck before, it was very easy to work on, especially the front and the rear. And it's, as I said, this is practically the same truck when you talk about the front diffs and the rear diffs and how to get to them. It is pretty similar to the XXL 2E. So for in that sense, I have to say that workability on this is not going to be too difficult. And getting the body up on a hinge to get to everything, I mean, technically it's only 2 more pins to get the whole thing off, but still that's very ingenious in how to work on this. The next thing I want to touch on, guys, is support. And this is the part where there is a tremendous value in the 3XL-E, or just in fact Horizon Hobby products. I will have to say that when I noticed that I was missing the wheelie bar on this, I immediately called up Horizon Hobby, and I would have to say it was less than a week before I got there, before that order was fulfilled. Wheelie bar, but I was owed it. It was something that I paid for and did not receive, and yet Horizon Hobby turned around and sent it to me, and as I said, I got it pretty much in a week by the time I was able to run my first video. So if you guys even look at it, the first video I had was the unboxing. The next video I had of this was the running. And by the running video, I had already said that I received the wheelie bar. Amazing how quick they worked on this. So support-wise, I have to say, dealing with Horizon Hobby and their products, excellent, excellent. Next, moving on to, is this vehicle, and this is where the opinion part of the video is. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this is my opinion, this is my thoughts. None of this comes from facts per se, but it's just how I feel about the truck. And I'll have to say, in regards to value, based on what this vehicle originally sold for, I think I paid for this was $699 was the original price that what this was going for when I got it, when it first came out. At that point, I had to question, with all the improvements that they did to this truck, was this a serious value compared to my XXL 2E? Yes, they improved the battery straps that were on the 2XL-E to this new battery system. Okay, not something great, but I thought it was okay. Definitely, they've improved. Even though they've added plastic, they've improved the design of the chassis. Definitely an improvement there. The electronics is fairly the same except for the servo. definitely an improvement on the servo. Not drastic, but an improvement. The shock shafts, definitely an improvement on the shock shaft. Not drastic, but an improvement. Is it value at that $699 price? I would be apprehensive. And this is where I was saying that if Losi brought this truck down to maybe $599, maybe this truck would be worth it. At $699 at what this truck was originally selling at, thought it was a little overpriced. And then Horizon Hobby, Losi, dropped the price to $549. This is a steal. I'm going to tell you guys right now, my opinion that this truck at $549 is a steal. What I find preposterous about this is that the XXL 2E is on Horizon Hobby's site right now for $599. This is selling for $549. So you tell me why. First of all, why is the XXL 2E still even on their still being sold? Why is the XXL 2E still even being sold? Why is it being sold for $599? And why is this at $549? Yes, this may be going away, but why is the XXL 2E still selling for $599? That should be at $499 right now, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's no reason for that truck to be that price, and this sitting there at $549. If you're looking at those two trucks, run and get this. $549, I feel, based on the other trucks that are on the market, is a steal for this truck, for what they offer. Yes, a lot of people are having problems with the shims and the diffs. Minor, completely minor to do if you go ahead and do this initially and not start chewing up your gears. But I feel that at $549, this is definitely not at that price point where you're saying, oh, this is a very expensive truck. No, it's not. It's not. If you look at what's in this truck for $549, that is a pretty good deal. And at that price point, it leads me into the next opinionated segment of this video. Would I buy it again? And I would say yes. At $549, if I was looking for this truck, I would buy it again. I would definitely buy this truck. This truck has so much value at $549. I mean, there's just so much value in the parts that are used on this truck, the accessibility to parts from Horizon Hobby. Yes, there's not a tremendous amount of hop-up parts for this, but you don't need them. This truck does not need hop-up parts. It can be run as is and beat the hell out of. And if you don't believe me on how this truck can be beat the snot out of it, check out Sergeant J's RC Adventures. And I'm telling you right now, if you thought this truck couldn't jump 30 feet in the air over and over again, Sergeant J proves it. This truck is a tremendous beast. There's so much power, so much technology involved in this truck and how it performs. This truck has some tremendous value out there. Also, if you guys want to see my unboxing or my initial overview of this truck, check out my other videos in the playlist. I do a thorough overview of this truck, of what's in it, how the battery connectors are set up, you know, how this truck is from end to end. Check out those videos, check out the running videos so you guys can get a better idea if you're trying to make a decision on buying this truck or not. You can check out the other videos that I do have in the playlist of this truck. So that's it, guys. Just wanted to give you my final thoughts on the Losi 3XL-E. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram for our latest post to our channel. This is Ready Set RC, signing out. Thanks again, guys.